Hey folks, and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. It's been absolutely lovely here in Scotland. The weather is absolutely fantastic at the moment. We've had a glorious few months of sunshine, so long may it continue, and I've actually got sunburn, can you believe? Right, so tonight for tea I'm going to be making Chinese takeaway inspired spring rolls. I'm making pork spring rolls, but if you don't like pork you can use something like chicken or beef, or if you don't, if you don't want to use meat, you can use a meat substitute like corn chicken, or just keep it veggie if you like. It's entirely up to you, but tonight I'm going to be using pork, so that's what I'm going to be showing you. Right, so if you want to follow along with me, this is what you're going to need. First of all, you'll need a teaspoon of ginger. You can use fresh. I've used ginger paste in mine and it's absolutely fine. You'll also need 2 teaspoons of light soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of cornflour or cornstarch, 3 small spring onions which you'll need to slice finely, 100 grams of bean sprouts, 4 or 5 mushrooms roughly chopped, but keep them quite small. 1 carrot, again you want to dice this quite small, or you can ribbon it or julienne, it's up to you, just keep it quite thin though. You'll need 250 grams of pork steaks, which you're going to cut up into small cubes. You'll need some Filo pastry sheets. This will depend, how many people it's for and how big you want to make them. So that'll just depend on you really. You'll also need 1 tablespoon of Chinese 5-spice and 100 ml of groundnut oil for frying. Right, so let's go over to the cooker and we'll see what we do next. Right, the first thing you're going to want to do is get your pork chopped up. Just make it, cut it into relatively small pieces because you want it to fry quite quickly. Something like this will do fine. And I've cut quite a bit of the fat off mine as well. And then pop your groundnut oil into your pan and start frying off your pork. You just want to make sure this is cooked all the way through. So it'll probably take about 10 minutes. It doesn't take long when it's as small as this. And once it's cooked halfway, just go and throw your chopped mushrooms in. Like I said, you want to keep your mushrooms and your meat quite small because you don't want it poking through your pastry. So keep everything quite small. Just keep it moving around until you think your pork is cooked all the way through. Mine took about just over 10 minutes actually. I always check the bigger pieces of pork just to make sure they're cooked through. I just go around with my food scissors and cut into the larger pieces just to make sure there's no pink inside. And this was fine. So once it's cooked, you just want to go ahead and pop in your Chinese 5-spice. 1 tablespoon will do it, and just give it a good stir through. Then once all your pork is thoroughly coated and stirred in, you can go in and pop your soy sauce in. A tablespoon of soy sauce, and just give it another stir through. I absolutely love the smell of Chinese 5-spice, it's beautiful. And that's that bit done. You can just set that to the side. And you're now going to go on with the rest of your filling. This is your veggies. So you want to start off with your bean sprouts in a bowl. To that you want to add your carrot, and then add your spring onions, and then your ginger on top. And then put another wee bit of soy sauce in, probably about a teaspoon in there on top. And then you want to add on your pork and mushroom mix. It doesn't matter if there's any heat in your pork, because it's going to help to wilt down your vegetables a wee bit and just take a bit of the crunch off, because they're still going to be incredibly crunchy at the end anyway. And just give everything a good stir through to get all those flavours combined. And that's that done. Very easy. Then you want to grab your Filo pastry. Now you want to have 2 sheets, one on top of the other. It's just going to help strengthen your parcel, because you don't want them to break. Now, these sheets are very, very thin, so I just use 2. And you want to put some of your mixture at the top, maybe a couple of inches down from the top, and sort of mould it into a long log shape. And just fold it over and try and tuck your veggies under as much as possible. And try and keep it away from the edges, because you're going to fold that over in a wee second. And then just flap your edges over. Straighten out your sides. And then flap it over again. And straighten out your sides. Now you're going to make up some cornflour and water mixture. That's 2 parts water to 1 part cornflour, and this is going to act as a glue to hold your parcel together and seal your edge, so that when you go to fry it, the whole thing doesn't pop open, which wouldn't be great. So just use a teaspoon, on each side. Press it down and along your bottom edge, and just roll the whole thing up. And just leave it for a few minutes, and it will actually seal it like an envelope. So that's one down. I'll just quickly show you another one. Oops. So that's you again. Just pop your mixture at the top. Just leave a wee gap at the top to let you sort of roll it over. Keep it away from the edges. Flip it over again. If there's any bits poking out, you just poke them back in. Flip your sides over, straighten out your pastry, flip it over again, straighten out your pastry, glue your sides down with your cornflour and water and along the bottom edge. Flip it over again and again. Give it a wee press down. And this needed an extra wee bit. And just leave them for a minute or so, and that'll stick that down. Lovely. Now these ones are quite big, but like I said, it's up to you how big you make them, I mean, I've had them from the Chinese takeaway, and it's been the mini version, but you don't get very much filling in the mini version, so I tend just to go for the big ones. You just want to pop those into some hot vegetable oil, just until they're golden in each side, and lift them out and drain them on some kitchen paper. These are lovely and crunchy. You'd imagine they'd be very, very greasy, but they're not. The inside is still lovely and, lovely and fresh and crisp. And this batter is ultra, super crunchy. And I'm going to show you in a wee second. I'm going to let you hear just how crunchy they are. Now you can just have these with a wee bit of side salad and some soy sauce. But we're going greedy tonight, and we're going to have some French fries and some lovely curry sauce with onions over the top. Oh my goodness, this is wicked. And wait till you hear this crunch. Can you hear that? Super crunchy, yeah. So that was it. I mean, absolutely delicious. They really were, and the smell was fab and more or less identical to the takeaway version. So if you like them out the takeaway, you're going to absolutely love these. So if you do decide to give them a go, you know, let me know how you got on with them. And yeah, guys, I've got a Patreon as well now. So if you want to support the channel, if you want to get involved, I'll put the link in the description bar down below, and you can pop along and have a wee look. There's a couple of wee perks in there for you guys. If you want to, if you're interested, pop along and have a wee look. Don't feel as if you have to, but it's, you know, it was suggested to me by a few of you to get a Patreon up and running. So now I have done so. If you like, you can go and have a wee look. So thank you very much again, guys, for popping over and seeing what's going on. And until next time, like always, I'll see you then. Bye for now. Bye now.